What up, peeps? I am the Ruckus. These are my toys. We are all new for 22 as I come through with a new action figure review. How y'all doing? Anyway, as I stated, I am the Ruckus, and it's been a minute. We've had the holidays come through, and admittedly, I was under the weather, so that kept me from keeping up with bringing reviews to anyone who is trying to see stuff. Anyway, enough of that. I am back. It's a new year, and we're going to continue to forge on. I need you guys to like, share, and most definitely subscribe. Subscribe to this video. We're going to take a pause for the cause so you can go ahead and do that. All right, now that you've done it, I thank you for that. But here we are. We're going to get into this review. And what we're talking about here is the Marvel Legends Retro Series Loki, fan channel exclusive style. And as you can see, this is any of you who are not new to Marvel Legends, you know that this is just a re-release of the previous Loki figure. And we will compare him later, and they changed the paint decos a little bit, gave a different head sculpt, which is displayed in the packaging, as well as the original sculpt that he came with. So as you can see, that it's all clearly displayed, and we're not going to even waste any more time. We're going to just jump in it. Okay, we've got Loki here on the rotating platter, so we can get a 360-degree view of him real quick. And the most notable thing, if any of you have seen Possessed or just know about the previous release, you'll know that the colors on this figure are the greens are brighter than the previous figure, and so are the yellows on the body, as well as the boots, the neck piece, the gloves, and the helmet. That's about really the only differences in terms of paint deco. Nothing is different. It's the same exact costume. So all it is it's a re-release with a new head sculpt. And we will take a closer look at that momentarily as our boy Loki makes his way back around on the platter. So here we have Loki up close and personal. Before we get into the figure, a little background on Loki for the very few, the one or two of you that don't know about him, that are unfamiliar with this character. Loki is the Asgardian god of mischief, or god of lies, or god of evil. Take your pick. He is the adopted son of Odin and brother to Thor. And this goes for both the 616 and the MCU. This version is the 616 or comic book version of Loki. And yeah, that gives you a little basis on who he is. Anyway, getting into the figure now. As you can see, the one thing that is different is the head sculpt, if you're familiar with the previous release, and as well as those paint apps as I was telling you about. And we'll take a look at that, the differences right now. So here we have both versions of Loki side by side, and the older version, which is on the right, which came from the Avengers Endgame Hulk Build-A-Figure wave. You can see that his paint apps are darker in terms of the green, and the yellow is more of a golden hue, and that would also include the gloves, the neck piece, and the helmet. Speaking of the helmet, you can see the differences in the helmet wear, and fret not, even though we've got a new head sculpt on this this new release of Loki, he still comes with the same head sculpt that he had originally. It comes with it. It's just a little bit different. We'll take a look at that in a minute, but you can see that it's also the same exact head sculpt, just some slightly different paint apps. But you can see that the skin tones are different on the separate Lokis here. It's his skin tone on the whole Build-A-Figure wave is darker than on the Retro series figure, and that's really about it. I mean, other than that, what else can you say? The ponytail, if you will, on the back, they're a bit different in terms of their paint apps. You can see the Build-A-Figure wave, the whole Build-A-Figure wave version is darker, but they're essentially the same thing. Just that's about it. You can see from the paint apps, like I said, you see how on the whole Build-A-Figure version, the golden hue with the black web lines supposed to be simulating chainmail, and we've got it on our retro release here. It's more yellow, gives it a more classic look, and he still has the black line work for to represent the chainmail. You've got the yellow gloves. You can see here that these gloves are a little bit more of a golden hue, and the same would be for the boots, and for our retro release boots, it's the same thing right there. So that's about the size of it in terms of the paint apps and the changes. The other two notable changes would be the accessories. Outside of that extra head, which we'll get into momentarily, Loki also comes with these. He comes with a pair of knives. These knives, if they look familiar to you, they are the same that you saw with Drax the Destroyer from the Guardians of the Galaxy. And when I say Drax the Destroyer, you can pick and choose whichever Drax you want, because the MCU version and the 616 version came with these. So you can see that they've got a nice silver paint job, black hilt, and there's some detail in there, but like I said, we've seen these before. Looking at the two different head sculpts, you could see the original one has been touched up. The paint apps are it's just as light as the new head sculpt. He has that grin, that very evil, devilish grin, and he's got the long curvature horns. And as far as the head sculpt that came on with the figure, you see that he's got that almost like he's angry look, like he's pissed off he didn't get his way. But that kind of sort of seems to be Loki, how he would do. You see the ponytail there. It's got the same paint apps. It's got a little wash on it, so that's cool, pretty nice. One thing of note, when you exchange the heads, be very careful when you remove the heads, and more so when you put a head back on. Be very careful to not try to press down, use it with your hands, with your fingers or whatever, holding the horns, because there is a possibility you could snap them off, and we do not want that. But that's the PSA for today. Getting into Loki's articulation, his head is on a ball hinge, so he could look up that far. He can look down that far very well. You definitely get some attitude with this cat, which is necessary. He can do a 360 rotation right there. His shoulders, you can get pretty tight there, but he can get almost 90 with the shoulders. He can do a rotation 360. He's got a rotation 360 at the bicep. He's got double jointed elbows. Keep in mind, this is a re-release, so that's why they are pinned. And he's got the rotating wrist swivel, and it's on a hinge. He's got an ab crunch. He can crunch forward this far back. Take note, as far as the paint goes, it does go most of the way. You can get a lot and still have your paint continues until you go way back. Then it disappears, but only if you're going to try to pose him with him arching his back that far. He's got waist rotation. His hips, he can go out that far. His legs can go up that far. This far back. He's got a thigh cut. He's got double jointed knees. Once again, this is a re-release, so they are pinned. He's got a boot swivel. He can point his toe forward that far, up that far, and he has ankle pivot holds on the bottom of his feet. Here's Loki wielding both of his knives with the additional head sculpt, so you can see what he looks like that way. And here is Loki with his brother Thor. This is, of course, the 80th anniversary edition, and yeah, they look pretty good together. So to sum it all up, we've got the Marvel Legends Retro Series fan channel exclusive Loki, a re-release. It's not a needed figure. If you already have it, you don't really need to double dip unless you really want to get this new head sculpt and you're really turned on by these new paint apps. You can't go by me. I'm a neurotic completionist, so if it comes out, I'm gonna get it. And it's going to replace the former Loki in my display. I've got a Master Villains display, and this Loki will be in that display with this current head sculpt. So it is what it is. The paint apps are, like I said, they're toned down or brightened up, however you want to look at it. So that's really about it. Once again, you don't need it if you already have it. The previous version of it, you can do without. But if you do want it, remember it's a fan channel exclusive, so you can get it at your specialty shops like GameStop, etc. And yeah, that's about it. I'm not going to keep rambling on. Trying to get these videos, these reviews cut down some. That's my goal, my resolution for the new year. You know, try to do reviews new for 2022. But I think I'm going to end it right there. Thank you guys for rocking with me. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Please subscribe and smash that bell so you can be notified when I upload another video. Until the next time, my peeps, remember, the hunt continues. And I'm out. Peace.